Hey guys. Happy day. I never say the days anymore because I always get the days mixed up. So I don't even say the days anymore. But happy day to everyone. So if it's the first time on my channel, make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share, and hit the notification button. So when when I upload a video, you guys will be able to get it. So if you don't know me, I'm Tanisha Marie. And I've been online marketing for a good 5 years, right? But my first 3 years, I struggled because I didn't understand what it took or what it meant to be an entrepreneur or what it took to understand advertising and marketing. So I struggled for some time, right? I struggled for some time trying to make it work. I was living in the basement with my husband and my 2 children. And, it was hard because my husband's paying all the bills and he used to be pressuring me to get a job. And, it was just a headache. And I was like, you know what? I got this dream. I got this vision that, I want to be my own boss. I want to have my own basement office. I want to be able to have me a house, take care of my kids, and not work for a job and live paycheck to paycheck. And so I grinded out, and finally, I started to position myself with the right type of people. So I started positioning myself with mentors that I had to pay upwards to $5,000, so that I can get the right knowledge, so that I can understand how to work from home successfully, making five figures a month, making 6 figures a year, being able to now transform my life, buy me a house, buy me a Mercedes-Benz, build my credit, build my mindset, build my network, of people. Now, it's not hard to do it as long as you know what you want, you have your vision, and you put your goals at the top priority of your life and not everything else. So what is wealth, right? So we wasn't taught this stuff in school. We wasn't taught what is credit, what is good credit, what is bad credit. We wasn't taught this stuff in school. But the number one way, friends, that I'm learning, okay, which I have a house now and I have a couple of other income producing properties, where now wealth is based on not just money, okay? It's the assets. You have to have more assets than liabilities. Now, if you have more liabilities than assets, you're not creating wealth. Now, of course, real estate is a number one, for wealth building, because now real estate appreciates in value year after year after year after year. So if you have a home, okay, and you decide that, I want to keep this home in my family for my kids, guess what? You can be able to do that, hand it down to generation to generation. Because if you buy a home for $200,000, by the time your kids get ready to graduate college, it could be worth $400,000. So literally, it increased your net worth of value for you and your family. Also, friends, another thing that wealthy people use is life insurance. All the grandparents, all the children, all the sick people, they all have a $500,000 life insurance policy or more. Okay? Now, here's the thing. Of course, you have to be able to pay the premium every month, but that's a way that they also build wealth through life insurance, because they feel like life insurance is free money. Grandma dies, everybody else benefits, because remember, you're worth more dead than alive, right? But see, little certain things we didn't learn, friends, in school that could have made us wealthy through elementary school, high school, college. A lot of people wouldn't have went to college if they were able to know certain principles of building wealth for their family, right? I wouldn't have went to college. If I knew the stuff I know now, I wouldn't even bother with college and student loan debt and all that other crap, because I would have knew better. See, the school system is designed to make people go to prison. I'm going to say it again. The school system is designed to make people go to prison. So prisoners don't need to know about real estate. Prisoners don't need to know about wealth. Prisoners don't need to know about building generational wealth or building a legacy or building something for their last name. All they need to know how to do is pay attention, okay, and follow what your teacher, okay, and your warden or the correction officers and the cops say. That's it. So in the governmental schools, so this is across America, okay, across the world, okay, is to literally go to prison. All right. It is up to us as the parents as the family to build, right, our children up, to let them and allow them to understand that they can continue to build generational wealth. They can build something for their last name. They can have their own real estate. They can have good credit. But if you as the parent or the mom or the dad don't have good credit, is not interested in building wealth, is not interested in building a legacy, is not interested in sacrificing to invest in yourself to learn how to get to the next level, then guess what? You can't teach your kids. So we can't depend on the school system, because remember, it's a system that literally funnels kids to prison. It's a pipeline to prison system. The schools are built just like the prisons. Jaden Smith, he broke it down. The long hallways, the bells, the homework. You got to go to the bathroom at a certain time. You got to be at a certain time. You got to leave at a certain time. You got to eat at a certain time. You got to listen to authority figures. If you get in trouble, you get the highest, punishment. These are all things that happen in prison. So it's a pipeline to prison system within the whole school system. So how do we break that? How do we break this poverty cycle? How do we break this pipeline to prison cycle? By us as parents, as caregivers, okay, as conscious people in a conscious community, we have to start to say, how can we tap into wealth building? How can we tap into legacy building? How can we tap into helping our children become financially stable? Because we have to do this ourselves. We have to first learn how to have real estate, have good credit. Okay? Literally, okay? We got to learn how to have real estate, have good credit, build businesses, have business credit, okay? Have cars, right? Have homes. We got to do this first. And if we can't do it, we cannot depend on the next generation that's coming up to do it. Because the next generation that's coming up, believe it or not, 98% of them are clueless. They only interested in scrolling on their phone with social media. And what is it? Artificial intelligence is gonna take over this doggone world. The kids ain't gonna even have a brain to use. So it's up to us as the parents. It's up to us as the parents to instill things in our children so our children won't repeat the same cycles that we repeated. The same broke cycles that we repeated. The same broke mindset cycles that we repeated. And if we don't, we can't depend on our children to do it. So you might as well forget about building a legacy. You might as well forget about having properties and having good credit and building a business. You might as well forget about that. I see all these internet marketers always talk about make money, make money, make money. They only talking about getting rich, because rich is all about money. Wealth is all about the time and what can you leave for the next generation. My affirmations is I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, I'm whole. I'm rich, I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, I'm whole. Every time I open up my mouth, people will listen. I'm a money magnet. Money flows easily and frequently to me. My business continue to grow through leaps and bounds. I continue to teach my children how to be wealthy. I teach my children how to position themselves for wealth. I teach my children what money is, where money comes from, and not a job. I told my children, it's okay if you have a job, one job. But make sure you have 2 or 3 businesses that is bringing you an income, or some real estate property that's bringing you an income, and good credit so that you can apply for business loans, so that you can always have a thriving business. This is what I'm teaching my children. Why? Because this is what I am learning. This is what I have learned. So I'm teaching my children. If you depend on social media to teach your children something, if you depend on the school to teach you something, then guess what, friends? You are far behind. And there's no winning, and there's no legacy building, and there's no wealth for you and your family, friends. We are in a system where the government controls everything. It's called prison to pipeline. That's the system for the school. Prison to pipeline system. School to prison pipeline. Schools to prison pipelines. Even in private school, friends, they got long ass hallways. You gotta say when to go to school. I mean, when to be to school, when to leave school, when to eat, when to sleep, when to go out for recreation. All the school systems are set up like this. You can say, oh no, you know, my kid go to prestigious school, or they go to school where I'm paying $50,000 a year. It's still the same system that is ran by the government. Whether you paying your private dollars or not, the government still literally has a say-so. So who wakes up, who becomes conscious in your household or in your family to start to break this gap, to start to bridge this gap? If you don't, friends, I am telling you, it will not happen for you. This is why I said success is my duty, wealth is my birthright, being rich and getting rich and staying rich is my birthright. So guess what? I'm going to believe that. I'm going to do it. I'm going to teach my children the same thing. So in my Wealth 101 class, this is the things that I'm going to be going over. If you don't have a wealth plan in place, then guess what? Wealth is not in your future. Building a legacy is not in your future. Handing down properties, good credit, okay, things of that nature is not in your future. I don't care what you say. We got to wake up, friend. There's a school to prison pipeline. You could not build wealth following that system. This is why you got to spend all your money, all your time, all your energy into learning what wealthy people and rich people know. If you don't, then guess what? You're going to stay at your dead-end job. You're going to force your kids to get a dead-end job. You're going to be forced to die broke. And all your work is in vain because you never decided to own nothing. It's a sad thing. It's a sad thing how many people are in turmoil right now because they don't own nothing and they don't have the proper knowledge to learn how to go get it. It's a school to prison pipeline, friends. That's how society got it set up. There's 2 million kids in foster care. There's 2 million people in jail. And this is in America. 2 million kids in foster care, 2 million in jail. That's a correlation all in itself. Most of those children, 2 million, will be right in jail. Most of the kids that's in foster care end up on the streets or in jail. Most of the children that have parents that don't own nothing end up, what? On the streets or in jail. We got to focus on ownership. We got to own our brain. We got to own where we live, rent where we live, whatever. We got to be able to tap into what wealthy people are tapping into, friends. It's not a white privilege thing. Real estate, having good credit, building a legacy. That's not a white thing. It's a knowledge thing. It's an education thing. And once we get it, then we become this vessel for the next generation. Then we become this vessel for our friends and family. But if you don't get it, who's going to get it? This is why, friends, we have to stay woke. We got to wake up. We got to be conscious. We got to understand. We got to grow. We got to make things happen. We got to be happy. We got to be wealthy. We got to get around the right mind people. We got to invest in ourselves. We got to go to events. We got to have a business. A business at this point in time in life, friends, is not just a luxury. Oh, I'm just going to have a business if I decide to. No, having a business, friends, is a necessity. Not a luxury anymore. Okay? Or not just, oh, I just want to start a business to make money. Business now is a necessity more than ever. How will you start to build your own income? Not at your job. How will you start to teach your children how to build their own income? Not at your job. Not with a college degree. Not living check to check. Who breaks the cycle? So get on my list. Get your free book, The .com Secrets. We're talking about business. In that book is a free book and some other goodies that go with it. You can get that too. Make sure you get on my list. My first class, Black Wealth 101, is going to be June 27th at 9 p.m. Okay, you're required to be there. There's books that's required. There's things that you're going to need to know. There's things you're going to have to listen to. There's things you're going to have to read. And if you're not up for the task, do not waste time and join in my class. I'm only interested in people who saying, Tanisha, you're right. I don't have a wealth plan. I am living check to check. My kids will be living check to check. How can I break this cycle? And you start by getting the knowledge to break the cycle. Then I'm going to be giving you resources to my mentors and things I use for business funding and how to boost my credit, how I boost my credit 80 points since last year, stuff like that. My mom never told me about credit. My grandmother, I heard one thing about credit. And my grandmother said, do not get credit cards. That's the only thing I heard about credit. And that's what my grandmother said. She said, do not get credit cards. That's the only fucking thing I heard about credit. Do not get credit cards. That's the only thing, friends, that I heard about credit. Not build credit. Not leverage your credit. Okay, not have good credit, not use your credit to, get business funding. I didn't hear none of that, friends. So as an adult, I was puzzled as to why I was broke. As an adult, I was puzzled as to why I can't have money all the time. Because my mom, my grandmother, aunt, uncle, they never did. It wasn't until I got older and I joined a network marketing company. And the leader in the network marketing company said, network marketing is a way to build generational wealth for you and your family on top of having good credit in real estate. I said, oh shit. I learned that at 25 years old. So my whole 25 years on earth, I knew nothing about credit. I knew nothing about building, real estate. I knew nothing about building a business. Thus, this is why I end up going to school and falling into the government system and literally being broke. How many of you can relate to that? But here's the great thing, friends. Here's the great thing about credit. You can fuck your credit up 1,000,000 times and rebuild it. You can file bankruptcy 1,000,000 times and rebuild it. Guess what? You can fail in your business 1,000,000 times and rebuild it. You can get as much knowledge as you want to as long as you're willing to invest in it. See, in school, it's only K through 12. If you fuck up, you get left back. Donald Trump filed bankruptcy plenty times. Nigga came back on top. He knows something that we don't know. That's it. So are you going to build something for your last name, or you just going to wait and hope and pray and wish that your children do? Because if all you're doing is hoping and praying and wishing that your children do something better with their life, then guess what? Let me tell you something. They can't do nothing better with their life if you don't instill certain morals and values in them. And I'm not just talking about, oh, respect yourself, be kind, be nice. No, how to get rich, how to own shit, how to have good credit, how to build your credit, how to be around the right type of people, how to attract the right wife, how to attract the right husband, how not to get pregnant before marriage. That type of shit. Those type of morals, those type of values. So these are things I'm going to be talking about, friends, in my Black Wealth 101. If this is something that you feel like you need and you need to build a plan, friends, get on the list.
How may I help you?
Yeah, get on the list and get the book. Click on the link below. See you soon.